So we're going to start with a review of the 2D figures, and it's asking you to calculate the area of each figure. Okay, so it's easy. You need the formula sheets. Okay, and the formula sheets is going to tell you what the formula is. So the first question is calculate the area of the circle. The formula for the area of a circle is A equals pi r squared. So all what I need to know is my radius, and I already have my radius. So I just have to plug in the radius in, and my answer is 9 pi. You can find that answer in the calculator if you want, or you can leave it as 9 pi. That's totally fine. But what would be your unit for this? What might be your unit for an area? So because your radius is centimeter, right? And then you're squaring the radius, so it will be centimeter squared. Okay? Always has a unit squared. Whatever your unit is, you're going to put it as unit squared. That's the unit for area.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah, so 9 pi. Okay, you can find that answer. Like you can do 9 times pi and then find the answer in decimal, but it doesn't matter. Are we okay with that? That's easy. The second shape that we're looking at, angle, all right?
So wait, the answer would be 28.26, right?
Yeah. So for the second shape, I have a triangle. And for the triangle, the formula is the area is equal to BH over 2. Okay? So the formula says base times height divided by 2. All right? So your height is a perpendicular line that's coming from one of the vertex to your base. Okay? So in this case, if this is your height, which is 7.8, right? We know this is the height because that's perpendicular to the base. Okay? So this is my height. That means this whole thing is my base. Okay? So it's as easy as plugging in all the information in the formula. So you will have 7.8 times 12.8 divided by 2. Now, something that you always need to be careful with, you need to make sure that your units are the same. Okay? So if you have, let's say, if your height is in centimeter and your base is in meter, you can't do that. You have to make sure that they're in the same unit. Okay? In this case, they are in the same unit, so I don't need to worry about this. And the answer is 49.92. And what would be my unit for this one? So my single unit is centimeter. Area has to be squared, so it's going to be centimeter squared. Are we okay with that? Okay. The next shape is, do you guys know what this is called?
Parallelogram.
Parallelogram, that's right. So for parallelogram, it's the formula in your formula sheet is base times height. Okay. So all what I need to do for this one is literally just write A equals B times H, right? Your height is the perpendicular line, so this is your H. This is your base. Okay? And then they're both in the same unit. They're both in meter. All what I have to do is multiply and find my answer. and again, your unit is meters squared. Guys, I need you to be careful with your units. Make sure that for the area, you need to have a square for whatever unit you're using.
So is the first one a square?
Yeah, they're all squares. So as you see, this one centimeter squared, and this one centimeter squared. Okay? Are we okay with that? These are easy ones, right? Now, most of the time, the shapes that we see or the shapes that we use are not just made of one shape, right? So we have what we call composite shape, okay? So a composite shape is a shape that is made of multiple simple shapes, okay? So it's a complex shape or figure that is made up of two or more simple figures. So first we need to break the shape up into smaller, more simple shapes. Shape, and then add or subtract. Sometimes you have to subtract. Okay, so for example, if I give you this, right? And I ask you, find the area of this shape, right? Of the filled out shape. You're gonna have to find the area of the rectangle. You're gonna have to find the area of the triangle, right? And then you have to subtract, because basically you have the rectangle and then you cut out a triangle out of it. So in this case, you're gonna have to find the area of the rectangle minus the area of the triangle, okay? Because you're cutting out this piece of it, okay? So you have to be careful when you're adding and when you're subtracting. And there's not one answer and one way only to do this, okay? There could be like multiple ways to do this. Now let's look at the first example of a composite figure, all right? What do you see here? How can you, so this is a composite figure. It's made of multiple figures. How would you want to break that figure or that picture? Okay, so you want to draw a vertical line? Okay, so we're drawing a vertical line coming down from here, I'm guessing? That's what, yeah? You were saying here? Okay. Right here? All right. Do we also need one for the other one? Right, because I need to find, if I'm finding the area, right, this is not a shape that I know, right? So I need to also cut this one, all right? So you see 3 shapes here? Yeah. All right. So we're gonna number them, just 1, 2, and then I see the third one here, correct? All right, so I'm gonna have to find the area of each shape. What would be my length and width for the first one? Because the area of the first one, which is the area of a rectangle, is length times width, right? If you go back to your formula sheet, it's length times width. So for this one, how would you find your length and width? What's your length and what's your width? For this shape right here.
The length is 6.8.
Yeah.
Is 13.4 divided by 2.
Now, I'm not 100% that it's divided by 2, right? Because I don't know if I'm cutting it in half or no. What other information do I know that helps me figure out other than the 13.4? So the 13.4 gives you this whole thing, right? What would you do to just find this part of it? Do I know any other information? Yeah, say it. Correct, because 6.2 belongs to this part, right? So if I do 13.4 minus 6.2, it gives me this one, all right? So to find the width, right, I have to do 13.4 minus 6.2. In this case, what do you get, 7.2? Yeah. All right, so my width is 7.2. All right, so we just have to find the area of the rectangle. You can put area of 1 if you want, because I labeled it as 1. And that would be the 6.8 times the 7.2. And the answer is 48.96. And what would be my unit? What would be my unit for this one? Area is squared, right? So because my unit is centimeter, so it's going to be centimeter squared. Okay? Always, it's not going to change. The area is going to be a squared unit. Now I'm going to find the area of the second triangle, or sorry, rectangle. So I have my length, my width. So I know that my width is 6.2. What would be the length measure? For 2. How would I find the length? Add, that's right. So if you look at my my length, right, it's made of this, which is 6.8, and then you're adding a 3.1 to it, because that gives you the whole length, okay? So 6.8 plus 3.1, so that's going to be 9.9, okay? So my length and my width, I know them now. So I have 9.9 times 6.2.
Wait, what did you do? Sorry.
To find 9.9, I did 6.8 because this part is 6.8 plus the 3.1, right? To find the whole yellow side. Are we okay with that? And that gives me 61.38. Again, it's centimeter squared. And my last shape, which is shape number 3, it's a triangle. So for the triangle, the formula is base times height divided by 2, right? So I need to know my base and I need to know my height, all right? Do I know my base and my height? I do know both of them, right? So my height, they gave me the height outside the triangle, but it doesn't matter. As long as I know that from here to here, and that's a perpendicular line. From here to here, and it's perpendicular, right, is 12.6. They gave me this one, right? And I know my base, which is 9.9. I can use the base and the height and find the area, okay? So the area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2, which is 9.9 times 12.6 divided by 2. And it's 62.37 centimeter squared. And now to find your area of the total figure, you just have to add, right? All of them together, because my shape is made out of all the 3 shapes. Okay? So it's made out of all 3 shapes. So to find my total area,
So when we get tested on it, we'll always have to add everything together.
well, it all depends on how the shape look like. Okay? So if I give you a shape that looks like this, and then, sorry, this looks so weird. And then I said, and then this is cut out like this. Right? Let's say it looks like this. Right? So what you can do, you can make this as a square, as a rectangle, find the area of this whole thing, find the area of this, and then you're going to have to subtract. So in this case, you're subtracting. Okay? So it depends on the shape. It's not always adding, but because in this case I have 1, 2, 3 shapes put together, I'm adding them. Okay? So my total area here is 48.96 plus 61.38 plus 62.37, and that is going to be 172.71, and then the unit is centimeters squared. So that will be your final answer. Are we okay with that? Okay. So if you were to do this in other ways, how would you split that figure in any other method? So the triangle I can't touch, I need a triangle, okay? So I'm gonna draw this here to show my triangle. Can you see it split in any other way other than vertical for the other one? Can you look here for a second? Instead of drawing a vertical line here, can I just draw a horizontal line here? Okay, I have 3 shapes as well, right? I have shape 1, I have shape 2, and shape 3, okay? So I want you to try this out and find the area for it and tell me if you got the same answer as the one I got earlier, okay?